It's another lovely time right here on Atlantic TV for us to be with you every awesome morning, just like today. And is Viewpoint. My name is Mike Egobadio. You do know Viewpoint will always, and I will insist, always enjoy making your morning truly enjoyable and see how it can really direct your day to be truly awesome. And we're not going to shy away from doing that as we always do every weekday morning. Like I said, it's another lovely time on TV. Is Viewpoint on Atlantic.
Yes, Michael, it's another exciting time on Viewpoint today. And of course, you know you don't want to miss any highlights of today's edition because we're going to be having the dailies, the dialogue, the news, and of course the trending. And you know how we do it on trending, giving you all the hot gist back to back. Yes, my name is Mercy Erabo. Welcome to Viewpoint. But before we go on the dailies, we need to take a quick break. And when we return, we'll be back for the dailies.
My name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst of one of Nigerian comedy.
All right, guys, back again. Yes, boss. My name is Osh, baby.
CME Alade.
Yeah, what up, people? It's your boy Victor AD.
Girl Ninyola.
My name is my wife, and just celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere, I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom.
Atlantic TV. We wanna party.
Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Well, yes, it's now time for us to really look at the dailies today. And for review, we always have 5 papers, and those 5 papers are definitely the Punch. We have The Nation, This Day, The Vanguard, and The Guardian will be guiding us through the dailies today. But you do always understand that we always enjoy starting with the Punch. And let's see if we have our usual puncher on the Punch newspaper this morning. And on the Punch newspaper this morning, the leading story reads, APC opposition clash over federal government revenue growth claims. And a few riders to that present counterfacts as presidency tells critics. Revenue nothing without results. I'm not saying so. The opposition seems to be screaming out that loud. And economists query Tinubu, no more borrowing assertion amid 13 trillion deficit. But you will not have any deficit. If you read that story on page 2, you'll be getting a full grab of all of that very juicy tale. But let's see if we take some other leading stories just at the top mass of the Punch this morning. And security claim or concerns behind visa cancellation for Nigerians, others. And this is accredited to the United States of America. But get more of that story on page 12 of the Punch. NARD insists on strike, says over 2,000 doctors owed, and you know is the National Association of Resident Doctors, and you can get more of that story on page 7. No oil revenue jumps, or non-oil revenue jumps 40% to 20.6 trillion naira, says presidency, and indeed that sharing news you can get on page 15. My reforms have restored Nigerians' global respect. And this is accredited to Mr. President himself on page 7. Let's see if we take some other stories just beneath the picture of the day as we try to wrap up on the Punch this morning. And MTN, 15 others remit 54 billion in education and police taxes. And you can tax more of that story on page 10. 3 killed in Lagos masquerade festival clash. And that very sad and disturbing story is on page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Terrorists recruited 1,364 West African children, shot 14,000 schools, and this is accredited to the United Nations, a very grim statistics and one that many Nigerians You would be praying that, well, those huge numbers might not be attributed to our country itself. But page 7 have more of that story. Now, the picture of the day is more of a protest that was staged yesterday in Jerusalem, and they are calling for an end to the war, and also the release of the hostages are still being held by Hamas, and they call to end that very gruesome and long war by Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government. But that's the much you can take right there on the front page of the Punch.
Yeah, interesting story on the Punch. Let's see what the nation has for us this morning. The major story reads, Tinubu's victory in 2027 show, says Abdulamin Kwakaso opens to talks. President not to blame for nation's woes. Well, that's the right answer to the story. And you can read that on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Let's go to the top mass. Okay, just slightly above the major story. Online voters registration hits 2.5 million in 14 days. That's on page 3. Tomorrow it's public holiday. That's on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. Let's go to the top mass. FCCPC to battle a digital lending abuse. And the rider says operators must register. That story is on page 3 of the Nation newspaper. A president orders managing director as to implement health insurance. Well, that's on page 4 of the Nation. Why additional loan payment is delayed by Nelfon. That's on page 4. Dangote Group disowns a truck involved in Enugu accident. That's on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Let's go to the bottom mass. Let's see if we have more here. Okay, 20.59 trillion federal government 8 months revenue strongest in history. That's on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Benue Plateau killings. Suspect pleads guilty to illegal arms possession, and DSS arraigns 9 at Federal High Court. That's the rider to the story, and it's on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Let's see if we have more. The path to ending incessant ASU strike. Well, that's on page 13 of the Nation newspaper. 29 killed in Niger boat accidents. That's a sad one though, but it's on page 29 of the Nation newspaper. Let's see the picture of the day. Solomon leads Northeast governors to Tinubu request completion of 17 roads and oil exploration. Well, that's the picture of the day, and you can read the full story on page 7 of the Nation newspaper. Well, that's all we're taking this morning on the Nation newspaper. Let's see what this day has for us this morning. The major story here says, insecurity. Tinubu pushes for state police, hails a civilian joint task force. The rider says, Badaru says terrorists exploiting porous borders to wreak havoc in West Africa. Governor Lawal with control over security agencies. I can end banditry in 2 months. Wow. Northeast governors canvass resumption of oil exploration. A president to inaugurate a 6,000 empty lithium plants in Nasarawa. Well, you can read the full story on page 10 of this day newspaper. Benue Plateau killings. DSS arraigns 9 crime suspects, and the rider says 1 pleads guilty to unlawful possession of firearms. Files fresh charge against suspected gun runner arrested with 7 M16 rifles. Well, that story is on page 10 of the paper. Let's go to the top mass. Nigeria's non-oil revenue rises 40.5% to 20.59 trillion naira in 8 months. And the rider says Tinubu, our government's bold economic reforms already yielding fruitful results. Says bleeding has stopped, hemorrhage is gone, the patient is alive. Declares that in 2 years, Nigeria now respected globally. Well, that's on page 10 of this day newspaper. Okay, let's see the picture of the day. That is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu receiving the son of Ogbomoso land yesterday at the presidential villa. Well, that's all we're taking this morning on this day newspaper. Let's see what the Guardian has for us this morning. The major story says federal government reopens debate on state police as Tinubu declares readiness. That's on page 6. And if you've been following Viewpoint, you know we've had this discussion on dialogue. So let's go to the top mass. Let's see what we have. Non-oil growth accounts for 20 trillion naira income, says presidency. That's on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Constitution review. Abbas unveils a proposed amendment to Southern stakeholders. That's on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. DSS arraigns 9 suspects over Benue Plateau killings. That's on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper. Let's go to the bottom mass. Let's see what we have there. ADC supports Tinubu's charity plan for National Library. That's on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Digital lenders face 100 million naira fine for consumer abuse, data privacy violations. That's on page 15 of the Guardian newspaper. Zolom leads Northeast governors to Tinubu, seeks completion of 17 roads and oil exploration. Well, that's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Airline operators defend discriminatory expensive YouTube flight tickets. That's on page 15 of the Guardian newspaper. Poly lecturers may withdraw services after ultimatum. Well, that's on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Contractors storm Abuja, demands 4 trillion naira payments for completed projects. That's on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper. And the picture of the day is that of the major story you're still talking about, Tinubu declaring his readiness for state police. Well, that's all we're taking this morning on the Guardian. Up next is the Vanguard.
Well, the Vanguard will definitely be the paper next and would be the last paper for review today as we talk about the papers. And on the Vanguard this morning, the leading story reads, Insecurity, I have to create state police. I'm not saying so, but President Bola Ahmed Tinubu seems to be screaming out that loud. And you can get all of that story most certainly on page 5. But let's see if we take some riders to that. Declare state of emergency in North to save us, says Northern Elders Forum. Declaration is cites Afenifere and the ACF and Middlebelt Forum, others. Nothing has changed in Yewata since Tinubu's Benue visit, says Steve Leader. A nation must link security with good governance to check terrorism, says Defense Minister, and wants operationalization of ECOWAS standby force to be pursued with renewed vigor. But anyway, we have more vigor to give you more, especially as it concerns the Vanguard newspaper. Let's see if we go to the side mass of the Vanguard right there. 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying matches. Fans to pay 3,000 naira and 1,000 naira to see Eagles, says Amavubi. Well, anyway, I'll be excited to watch, but will I be there? Well, there's a question. NLC to federal government emulate states that pay above 70,000 naira minimum wage. And I can hear Messi saying hallelujah, but get more of that story on page 9 of the Vanguard. Serika blames Air Peace United Asman for failure of Nigerian Air. Don't fail to read more of that story on page 8. U.S. side security concerns for visa revocation is another, well, disturbing one to some Nigerians on page 8 also of the Vanguard. But let's see if we can quickly take some other leading stories at the top mass of the Vanguard and get everything quite really done today. Well, yeah, at the top mass, the price hike, no subsidy on CNG, says federal government on page 19. And Il Madlud, federal government declares tomorrow public holiday. And I can hear Messi also scream hallelujah. But page 13 has more of that story. Federal government not using anti-corruption agencies to winch hunt opposition, according to the minister on page 13 also. But what you find on page 7 is alleged terrorism. DSS Doc 9 over killings in Benue and Plateau. Well, anyways, let's see if we take the picture of the day. And the picture of the day is more of the UK Prime Minister's trade envoy's visit And they came to Nigeria and trying to see if they can really create more trade between these two great nations. And anyway, more Nigerians will be wishing for more of that. But anyway, that's the much you can take from the dailies. And well, like we said, we've reviewed 5 papers. I will only implore you to really, well, get yourself abreast with most of the headlines there and read up and get more. But still talking about more, let's just see if we have some few discussions, especially as it concerns some of the leading stories on the dailies. And one I'm really concerned of, you made mention of it earlier, that we had a brief discussion on it on Dialogue.
State police.
Yes, and we're talking about the issue of state police. But you could still even remember, we talked about the basic framework in creating state police. Yeah. We've seen many persons, we have this normal vigilante, and it has majorly been misused by some persons, especially you could still remember the Eloho incident.
Exactly,
that played out in Anambra where she was stripped naked and was beaten. But do you feel state police is the right way? And do you feel a total control, especially as it concerns state governors, would be the best thing to do?
The first is, I don't think it's the best thing to do. Like we've actually seen it. The Eloh's case, like you mentioned, is a typical example of telling us that this whole thing cannot work. And I was also thinking that states actually have issues with paying their workers' salaries. Do you think funding the state police will be so easy on the states?
No, you're right. You're right.
So it won't really be easy. So I don't really think it's feasible. I don't really think it's achievable. So I don't know why the president is really supporting it.
You will not blame him. The issue of policing in Nigeria has really come to the fold, especially as it concerns insecurity. As it stands now, we have only 377,000 police personnel in the country. And most of them are often attached to VIPs, leaving the general populace with little or nobody to police them. And having state police will help to also increase the numbers of having more security personnel, especially around Nigerians, and see how security can come to be. But the issue, just like what Mercy said, is can the states fund it? It's a very expensive venture. Maybe there's another way that the funding will come, but honestly, when some states are lacking in paying the 70,000 naira minimum wage, how would state police also be funded? It's a critical question that needs to be really looked at.
Instead of the state policing, the best thing to do is maybe recruit more for the federal police. And then I think what we need to talk more about is reforming the Nigerian police force and not the state police. Because you just talked about the state police, like the vigilante and all of that. But the truth is we also have things like that happening in the federal police. So I feel they should do more of reforming of the Nigerian police first instead of the state policing argument. So that's it generally.
Well, anyway, a general discussion that might also want to take center stage later on Dialogue. Maybe we'll try and see how we can really bring somebody to help us really look at it critically. But another major thing that's been looked at critically is the statement coming from Mr. President saying that, well, it looks as if his reform, especially as concerns the economy, has really put us in good light. But criticism have continued to trail his saying, especially yesterday when he said Nigeria will not borrow again, especially as it concerns domestic borrowing. But the critics are already screaming out loud, saying, Mr. President, is it possible?
Remember I criticized that yesterday. I said, I don't think it's possible because we Nigerians are not feeling it yet. So I want to feel it. I want to feel the impact. That's when I will know that, okay, we've actually met our revenue target for 2025. So that's basically. And then there's this, the one I saw that the federal government has confirmed that there will be no subsidy on the compressed natural gas, that is the CNG. So, and we all know that this whole idea of the CNG was like an alternative to the petrol you get. But right now, you're removing subsidy. At the end of the day, it might even end up being more expensive than the petrol. So what exactly are they trying to do at this point?
Well, all I feel they're doing is just going through with what the World Bank has advised the federal government and the International Monetary Fund, saying that subsidy on almost every other sector should go. The government should channel that money for subsidy directly into infrastructural growth and also healthcare and others. And if they can also remove fuel subsidy, I feel CNG or liquefied gas will definitely also be. But just like what Mercy said, it's going to really jack up the price of CNG cars, especially as they try to pay more to fuel their their
Makes
cylinders.
sense.
And then definitely it's going to really jar up transportation, especially as it concerns all of that. But at the end, just like what Mr. President has said, he feels the issue of subsidy on almost everything should go. You could still even remember just a couple of months back, the thought of also finally removing subsidy on electricity, which we hardly see though. But let's see how all of that will play. But like I said, the economy would be there to grow. But you said, like you also said, if we do not feel the impact of the growth on the economy, what gains is it?
That's the truth, because you are removing subsidy in order to meet your revenue targets.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's affecting the Nigerians, especially the common man. So how do you expect people to cope just because you want to meet your revenue targets for the year? It doesn't really, I don't feel it's actually a nice idea. It's not a nice idea.
Well, anyway, Messi is really not carried away with that talk of whether it's a nice idea or whether we're beginning to see the gain. And I know when Messi will start to feel the gain is when she has a car to show that the economy has changed.
Exactly.
But, come on. But what will change now is for us to quickly go on the break. And when we come back, dialogue will come next right here on Viewpoint on Atlantic TV.
When the lights go out, who do you call? Ticado! Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Ticado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Ticado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at ticado.com.ng. Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
I am SP Dafe Bright and this is Delta State Police Command. Today we'll be treating and addressing an issue that's different from what we've been doing before, not parading suspect this time, but bringing to you a very important information. Do we know that over 85% of Nigerians do password their phones, whether it's Android phones or iPhones? There's always a password. But how come when we lose our phones, by the time we go to retrieve our lines, we'll go to our bank to check our bank statement, we discover that these people who collected these phones must have siphoned the phones. Now, there are times the people who steal these phones, it is not your phone that they actually need. What they need is your SIM card. Now, how does the SIM card become useful to them? Not just any SIM card, but a SIM card that is linked to your bank account, the one that you usually use to receive SMS alerts. That is what they need. Now, by the time they collect your phone, steal your phone, rob you of your phone, what they do is that they remove this SIM card from your phone and insert it on another phone. So your phone does not really need to power on. They don't even need you to give them your phone password. They don't even need your ATM password. The moment they have access to your SIM card, they can do anything they want to do with your bank account, because all they need is to generate an OTP, and the message, the OTP that is called one-time password, will be sent to that your SIM card, and with that they can do anything they want to do with your account. That is why people lose millions of their life savings simply because they lost their phone. By the side of this video, we'll be doing an illustration. You will see an illustration that talks on how you can password your SIM card. Now, the topic that we are here to discuss, passwording of SIM card. When you get a phone, pick that your phone now. See how you can password your SIM card. If you password your SIM card, by the time for any reason, your phone gets to the wrong hand, even if they remove your SIM card and insert on another phone, the first thing that you will get is a prompt that you should enter your SIM PIN. The moment they cannot get the SIM PIN, they cannot use your SIM card for anything. After the trial of 3, the POC prompt will come because the SIM card will be blocked, and you can only unblock that SIM card when you have the POC number. Some of us don't have our SIM pack because on the SIM pack it is written there the SIM PIN and the POC number. But because some of us don't have our SIM pack, I would advise you to quickly locate the nearest office of your service provider, be it Airtel, Globalcom or MTN. Approach them and request for your POC number. Once you've gotten your POC number, you follow these instructions and ensure that you password your SIM PIN. Your SIM PIN is very, very important. On my phone, for instance, once you turn off the phone and you turn it back on, you must enter your SIM PIN. If you cannot enter your SIM PIN, the SIM card will be useless. And I'm telling you, once they cannot have access to your SIM card, your money will be safely in the bank. They cannot have access to. There was a time I lost my phone, and it took me about 2 weeks to go to MTN office to retrieve my SIM card. Why did I wait 2 weeks? Because I knew I had a SIM PIN. I knew they would not have access to my bank account. I knew they cannot even use my SIM card for anything. Some of these people, when they steal phone, we'll be hoping that, we'll track the phone. Some of them don't even sell the phone. They will just condemn the phone and just get the SIM card to see if they can have your money. Please, they say a word is enough for the wise. It is very, very important. Don't see this video and just pass it by. Watch this video to the end. We're almost approaching the end of the video. Ensure that you take the lesson. Please password your SIM card. They say a stitch in time saves 9. It's very, very important. Make haste when the sun shines, not be to call. You don't have to start running and start saying, what do I do? What do I do? When you can prevent it. Let's not forget, prevention, they say, is better than cure. Thank you.
Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different.
His Royal Majesty Ugame Atuashe III CFR of the Olu of Warri on Monday officially sworn in the newly elected executive of the Ubarajo Ishekiri Youth Council at a private ceremony held at his palace. In making the formal inauguration of the new leadership of the foremost Ishekiri youth body following the successful election held on Saturday, August the 30th at the Olu's Palace. Comrade Joseph Okotie, who emerged victorious in the poll, was sworn in as the president of the council and pledged to steer the youth of Warri Kingdom towards unity, cultural preservation, and socio-economic advancement. In his remark, the Olu of Warri charged the new executive to embrace service, integrity, and inclusivity in their leadership. He stressed that the council must remain a rallying point for all the Ishekiri roots while upholding the values and heritage of the great kingdom. The swearing-in is seen as the beginning of a new chapter for the council, with expectations high among stakeholders that the fresh leadership will address contemporary challenges facing young people in a Shekiri communities and foster a stronger, united front within the Warri Kingdom. And hence, a need for us to truly look at this on this lovely edition of Dialogue as we indeed look at all that transpired and also the direction that needs to be followed as it concerns, yes, the Ogbarajo Ishekiri Youth Council. And that's what we're having as a major discourse today on Dialogue. We're looking at that's a new council and especially the charge being given by His Royal Majesty Ogiame Atueshe CFR for unity, purpose, and progress to come to the young council. And that's what we're having as a major one today on Dialogue. And like we said, we'll be looking critically at that. And hence, we need to look at forging a pathway for the Shekiri youth. And to join us on this lovely discussion is the newly elected president of the council. And we're talking of no other person but Comrade Okotie Joseph. Good morning and welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Well, I really need us to go to that video, but before we do, in the inauguration that took place, I would just want to first of all say congratulations for your election and your also inauguration as the new council president. But as much as I say that, I really want to also, let me understand, how does it feel to emerge as the president of this great council that has such a strong bond and has this historic precedence as it concerns the Shekiri youth?
Okay, first of all, I want to thank God Almighty. I feel so humbled to be chosen by my people to lead them at this critical time. No man rises without the help of God.
Yes.
No man goes forward in life if the hand of God is not in your life.
Yeah.
So I give all thanks to God for finding me worthy of upliftment. So I'm grateful to God for that.
Well, anyway, as much as we said we'll definitely be having discussion, I would really plead with you, we need to go to that very inauguration because it could keep or rather guide our path of discussion on this lovely edition of Dialogue. So I'll just call for the video. Let's look at the inauguration of the newly elected council. And when we come back after that, I will dive deep again into our discourse because we'd really like to get the ideas embedded in the new president's speech and in what direction he feels the Shekiri youth will definitely go. Let's get this video and come back and have that discussion.
Bugo bugo, aramabo jajanado, mama bugo bugo, aramabo ogere.
Careful. Àpò àwọn olówó rẹ̀ àgbẹ̀dá máa ń lò. Ìpòwé èèwà ju ara. Èèwà yọ ara. Èèwà bá à ń jẹ́. Èèwà ní igun tó wá gún à nínú. Òṣìṣẹ́ tá máa mú gbà ní tábà lè mi ṣe. Ọ̀gbọ́n lóye bí yan tábà lè mi ṣe. Bí ọrùn ìṣòwò àtúwọ̀ ẹ̀wà ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo. Èèyàn tàfà ẹwọ́. Ọ̀nìbàjẹ́ ọ̀fà ẹ̀ráwẹ̀ ní ara. Ọdúnlẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀rá rúgbò gbé lára. Ẹ̀mí òjì ìkẹ́ ẹ̀ráwẹ̀ tó méjà. Àwọn pẹ́ wọ́n lọ ẹ̀wọ́. Àwọn pẹ̀sẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀. Àwọn kúrò rúrò pàṣẹ ìgbàjọ. Bíra wé àjàwé wá sàtìláwẹ̀. Bíra wé ọ̀run wá wájàwé. Àmàrà ń ṣe àwọn onímíjúṣẹ́ wọ̀ ní ọ̀run ìṣó wá túwọ̀ ẹ̀wà. Apẹ́ ti kẹ́lẹ́kú, ùdó ti kẹ́lẹ́kú wá lẹ́ táyẹ̀ wá ṣẹ́yìn. Ẹ̀ àbàjẹ́ lọ́sàgbára. Àwọn ìyìnbá ọlọ́wàwé àwọn àtúwọ̀gbá. Àwọn àjẹtọ̀kẹ́rìn. Òpò tó lájú wáwé àwọn àwọ̀ ló máa pẹ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ orúkọ àwọn alẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ orúkọ tún alẹ́ gbà ó wá yẹ á gbogbo tá a máa wọ̀ gba ṣiṣẹ́ wá kìtì òṣè wá fọ́dà lọ́gbà torí kí à ń bùṣẹ́ ewé gbà ṣe ewé ọ̀sán wá ṣe ta lọ́sàgbà rẹ̀ lọ́dún Jesus Christ tó ń bẹ̀rẹ̀. Nínú ọjọ́ wé, mo bó ògì àmẹ̀ wọ́ fọ́ nára. Tó ṣe olú ti wọrí. Àtúwàṣe òkẹta. Tó ṣe ọlájà wọrí kingdom. Kí òun mọ́ á lè lè. Mo bó gbọ́n fọ́kún mọ́ àṣìṣẹ́ tó máa rán mi. Bí ìṣẹ̀kiri ìgbà rẹ̀ lọ́gbà. Ọ̀nà tó ń wéwèé gbẹ́ mi. Mo wá rẹ̀ ni. Àṣẹ tó tó àwọ̀fẹ́ wá. Mo wá lè lè. Ara mi dédé mo mú búṣẹ́ wé. Ohunkóhun tí mo ní dédé mo wá bà ṣe. Dọ́ọ̀sán ìṣẹ̀kiri ìgbàwé náà. Gbẹ́ kìtìkìtì gbẹ́ ọmọ ṣọ́ ìṣẹ̀kiri dédé. Mẹ́wàá tí ẹsẹ̀ lóko. Mẹ́wàá gbòfán. Mẹ́wàá lè lẹ̀kọ́ burúkú. Méwèkéwè dédé. Bàbùṣẹ́ mi jẹ́. Wẹ́ẹ̀ bàbọ̀gọ́là mi jẹ́. Mẹ́wàá ṣùṣekúṣe kẹ́rẹ̀. Tó wá mú àárírọ̀ gbéra mi. Mẹ́wàá gbé sí. Ọ̀nà ìṣẹ̀kiri. Ṣìṣìmọ́nà ṣiṣẹ́ wẹ́tẹ̀. Lábí ogé àmẹ̀. Lábí ẹ̀kẹ́tẹ̀wé. Àlìwẹ́rẹ̀. Bọ́miwẹ́rẹ̀ dédé. Láàlìwẹ́rẹ̀ tó kù ṣẹgbẹ́ mi. Àlìwẹ́rẹ̀. Ó wá gbé mi sọ̀rọ̀. Omi tó wá lìwẹ́rẹ̀. Ó wá sàmára. Afẹ́rẹ́ tó wá lìwẹ́rẹ̀. Ó wá sàmára. Òṣẹ́ mi dédé. Ó wá rẹ̀ lọ́gbà. Èrè tó sàwá túwẹ̀ wá. Ìbàjẹ́ ìra bá mi. Ùtàn ìra mú mi. Ayọ̀ òun wá ṣe tèmi. Iṣẹ́ ra ṣe tèmi. Òtù ara wá ṣe tèmi. Ẹ̀mí kíkó wá ṣe tèmi. Ara níní ilé-igi ara kẹ́ẹ̀ wá ṣe tèmi. Ó wá sàgbẹ́ mi. Òun dólé mi dédé. Kẹ̀níkẹ̀dẹ̀. Èmi máa gbé sí òkè àmẹ̀. Máa gbé sí ṣẹ̀kírì. Máa gbé sí ẹ̀kẹ́tẹ̀ ṣẹ̀kírì. Máa gbé sí àlìwẹ́rẹ̀. Máa gbé sí ọ̀mìwẹ́rẹ̀. Níní tó gbé ẹ̀kẹ́tẹ̀ ìṣẹ̀kírì dúró wé. Níní tó gbé ogé àmẹ̀ dúró. Ó wá bẹ́ mi nẹ́. Àlìwẹ́rẹ̀. Ó wá bẹ́ mi nẹ́. Ohun tí máa ń rán ṣe. Ó wá gbé sí mi. Omi àlìwẹ́rẹ̀. Ó wá bò mí. Mo wá ṣiṣẹ́ olóyèyé. Tirẹ̀ dédé kọ̀kọ̀. Táwa bá ṣerun lára. Àrí de èpè wá lè lè mí. Mùkúrú lè máa gbéjúlé. Àwọn gbé sí mi. Èpè wá bẹ́ mi wí náà. Òǹbí òǹdólé mi dédé. Òǹkúrú mi ẹ̀tẹ̀ máa gbéjúlé. Dédé wá gbé sí mi. Dédé wá yẹ̀ mí ṣí. Méwàá nù mòdó. Lémi máa gbé sí. Ọ̀fọ́ tó mọ́ gbà nínú ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe tì mẹ́yìn. Iṣẹ́. a máa fẹ́ ṣe kẹ́gbà fún talent ọ̀gbà alẹ́ ní ṣe kẹ́gbà máa ní èyí àṣẹ ẹgbẹ́
Àràbàgbò ògèrè.
Ugeoyokoro TV.
Well, that's the lovely inauguration of the newly elected council members, and you can see that that it brings a whole lot of hope, belief, and indeed a point of progress as it concerns the elected council. Well, we need to come back to the studio, and like I said, we still have the president of the new council. I'm talking of no other person but Comrade Joseph Okotie. Well, like we saw in that video, yes, you've been elected as the president's, the president, yeah, the council's president. Now, I really want to know, now that you've been entrusted with that very position, we really need to get your immediate vision as it concerns that council, because we know, like the Ogame, His Royal Majesty said, he entrusted you with the issue of unity, preservation of culture, and progress of the Shekiri youth. So let's get your immediate vision as it concerns the progress for this very great council.
Okay. First, we intend to have a town hall meeting.
Okay.
With all our youths from our various zones.
Okay.
Thereby having a first-hand knowledge of what they are facing in their regions, what their challenges are. And that way we can foster, we can come in and see how we can liberate them from these issues they have.
Okay, so it's just like listening to them first.
Yes.
Know what the problems are, then you know how to address them.
That's one. Two, we are going to go around all the companies in our kingdom to seek for employment for our youths. Because if our youths are engaged in one job or the other, there will be peace in the land. Again, our first vision too is peace and unity.
Most certainly.
You know, if we live in peace, we will have this opportunity to band together. We'll have this enablement for international community, international company to come in and invest in our land. So by so doing, we will go in, get a job, and distribute to all our zones. And after that, there's what we call skill acquisition. We will also train our youths to be ready and gainfully employed when these companies, or even those companies that are already functioning in our land, so that they can be employed there. From one sector to another, we will move and foster peace in our region. That's it.
Well, no, thank you so much in giving us a clear vision of what you intend to do in the coming weeks and months ahead. But I also do understand that His Royal Majesty, Ogame Atuashe III, CFR, also talked about the need of integrity. He also spoke about the need of inclusivity in you bringing everybody around. So how do you want, or how would you translate these royal words and advice into action?
Okay, when you're open in your administration, people will love you. When you're just in your decision making, people will tend to follow you. I myself and my co-executives, we are going to be open to every zones. We want to show them whatever we are doing. We definitely will be having regional meetings. We will always give statistics, share empowerments that come in, how we share the jobs that come in, the jobs come in. Open to our king, we will give him periodical, will be our steps we are taking. Open. it will be a win-win for everybody.
Okay.
So that's it.
Okay, now, also we noticed that His Royal Majesty Ogiambe Atuashe III CFR, the Olu of Warri, also gave a generous donation of 50 million naira yesterday, which is a huge trust. And that's also a major talking point, though. So how do you intend to use this money justly for the betterment of the Shekiri youths?
Okay, first of all, I want to correct an impression. The 50 million, yes, for Benjel.
You translate that in English.
Yes, it's not for sharing.
Okay.
It's for the running of the kingdom, the youth wing.
Okay.
And probably supporting any other issues that will crop up.
Okay.
Now, well, like I told you earlier, we will be engaging in skill acquisitions.
Okay.
These are the places, these funds, we will dip our hands in there to empower our youth.
Yeah.
We can pick 20 persons from every region.
Okay.
As the case may be. The regions comprises of the different communities we have. Now, give me 2 persons from each community that make up these 20 persons. We'll bring them together. We ask them, what do you think you can function in? That's why I told you we'll engage in town hall meetings.
Okay. Get their view first.
Now, we will pay for their tuition fee to learn that trade.
Okay.
Not just paying, we will monitor them all through the process.
Okay.
To the latter.
Okay.
And when they are done, we will also move to these companies in our land to look for job for them. So it's still all a win-win for everybody. The money is to be utilized very well, and we will be accountable for any penny that goes out of that money. Because when the king gave us that money, he told us that EFCC is by the side too. So if there's misappropriation, they will be called to order. So I, for one, I will not want to dent my name. You know, so we will always give account. Accountability is sure. That's it.
Okay, now we do know that the Sheki youths are, apart from being innovative, strong, resilient, they are also well educated and well traveled. And you agree with me that they are almost all around the globe. Now, they are also a critical part of the Shekiri youths and the Shekiri nation itself. Now, how would you also bring them into the fold? How would you also make them a part and parcel of this very great council?
Okay. We will engage in quarterly meetings.
Okay. I'm talking about those in diaspora.
I know.
Yeah.
Our quarterly meetings comprise of everybody. Everybody is inclusive.
Okay.
Be you in diaspora, you're in Shekiri.
Yeah.
Now, if you are in diaspora, we can always have, like the election we did, they all watched it all over the world.
Wow.
Yes. If you, those that are in America, UK, Canada, it was streamlined all over. So it's not as if there's something we're doing that they're not being carried along. Everyone is part of the system. Whatever contributions they bring in will be taken care of, will be noted, and we will work towards it to achieve a better kingdom and a better system. That's it.
Well, you talked in your analysis of what you said you would do when you put out your roadmap of what your administration would definitely do as it concerns you being the president of this very great council. You talked about the need of skill acquisition and all of that. We also do know that the present day, it might not just only be that of the Shekiri, but Nigerians are also going through the same process of unemployment and lack of job opportunities. So I'm really also a bit also concerned on that. How do you intend to deal with that issue? Yeah, you talked about reaching out to companies around Warri Kingdom itself, but give us a broad perspective of what you want to do in ensuring that these unemployed youths gain full employment and become meaningful to the society and themselves also in particular.
Okay. There's what we call local content.
Okay.
In our kingdom.
Yes.
Now, there's what we call unskilled workers.
Yes.
Those are the local content now. No? Now, we will not allow an outsider to come take jobs that we know our people can carry out locally, we will not allow that anymore.
Okay.
It's not going to be business as usual. That which belongs to our people, we stand to defend. Right from the unskilled to the managerial positions, we will put our foot on the ground and we'll make sure all that is due us, we will get. From every company that operates in our land. Because over time, we've been so lackadaisical.
Yes.
So whereas we'll leave them. I made them do their thing. It's not going to be like that anymore. Our youths are there, able-bodied youth that can function in every sectors. We have graduates who are not employed. It's not. We were not going to let our people rot or rotting away. We will never. We will sit down and discuss and know all the IOCs, everything that pertaining employment in our kingdom. We will take cognizance to it and we will move in and demand that which is ours, and that we will take. There is no negotiation to that regard.
Now, during that very inauguration, you pledged not just only to preserve the Shekiri youth's dignity, but also to preserve the rich culture of the Shekiri people, which is also paramount. As we do know, the Shekiri people are well-cultured and they put culture at the forefront of almost everything they do. Now, you also agree with me that in recent time, it's affecting every culture in the world, that this new crave for digitalization, modernization has also crept in hampering the cultural spread. But I want you now to just ask the youth president, what's your stand as it concerns preservation of the Shekiri culture itself?
Okay. I'm here this morning with you. I was dressed in my cultural attire.
Yeah.
This signifies who I am.
Yeah.
You cannot take away the Shekiri from me.
Oh.
You get. Now, every community in the Shekiri land, in Warri Kingdom, they have their uniqueness. If you go to Boangwe, they have their ways of doing things, their kind of songs, the way they play their drums, the way they attend to traditional issues is quite different from that of Ekredi Shekiri. It's quite different from that of Okere. You hear the Okere people say, Ogungbajo Okere, Odola, that's what they are known for. Same is applicable to Warri North. We all have different ways we do our thing, but our uniqueness is our king. The Oglu of Warri. Now, we will come in and preserve every cultural heritage we have. Our rich cultural heritage will not be let into extinction. No. We will support every community from the first to the last in their cultural activities. We will engage them we will engage our youth in a Shekiri quiz, whereby we'll put a price tag to it. So we want to know those that can speak Shekiri very well should come forward. And there will be a price tag to it. When you win, you go home and be proud of yourself that, I win, I speak Shekiri very well. You know, that's the kind of a thing. So we will always contribute our quota to our cultural heritage. We will encourage our youth to learn how to tie our wrapper, to go out to, this is our uniqueness. This is what our forefathers were in their time. So I feel so proud wearing this. It makes me feel home. So that we shall protect at all times.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. In case you're just joining us, we're having a lovely interview with the president of the Ubaraje Shekiri Youth Council, president, the newly inaugurated president himself. I'm talking of no other person, but Comrade Joseph Okotie, and he's reeling out a whole lot of vision he has for this very good council. And that's what we're having as a major discourse today. And you do know we always enjoy doing this as we try to also see how we can bring everybody on board. And just like what he said, he's trying to also ensure that transparency, integrity, and also the preservation of the rich culture of the Shekiri nation is always at home. But as much as you've said all of this, you also agree with me. Undermining your body is the youth wing of a great Shekiri nation, our Warri Kingdom. It will totally be out of place if you do not carry the elders, you do not carry major stakeholders along in your quest in development and advancement of the Shekiri youth. So my question now, because we've seen countless times where there's always talk about other tribes. There's always this friction between what the youth believe and what the elder stands for and critical stakeholders. So how are you really going to work around this and ensure that also, as much as your body is there for the youth, but the elders and other stakeholders are also carried along?
Well, we are known to respect our elders.
Okay.
For every security man there, the number one thing that they are being taught while growing up is respect for elders. Okay. I, for one, I have never been found wanting insulting my elders, and I won't start now, not because I'm President Igbajo Shekiri Youth. Yes. That doesn't give me the leverage to insult elders. Yes. In all this we will do, our elders are carried along. There's no way you will go into the community and say you want two persons to empower that the elders will not be involved. The elders are our fathers, our elder brothers, our leaders. We must honor and respect them at all times. So there is nothing like because we are the youth, because no. We are not brought up that way. If there's something you know about the Shekiris, when they say we are peace-loving people, this is it. We tend to respect everybody, irrespective of where you're coming from. Yes. We will respect. You will hardly see an Shekiri man go on social media to insult monarchs from other ethnic nationality. Yeah. We are well cautioned. Okay. From words that come out from my mouth, we always guide it. Okay. We always take care of what we say so that we don't send a wrong message
signal to
other people. So that's
okay. I'll plead with you. We need to go on a break now, and when we come back, we continue our discussion as it concerns forging out a path, especially as it concerns the newly inaugurated council of the Shekiri Youth. Let's go on a break, and we'll come back and have more discussion centered.
When the lights go out, who do you call? Tikado! Tikado Energy Solutions Limited. Your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Tikado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Tikado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at tikado.com.ng. Tikado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace.
We needed to take those commercials and come back and also see how much you can truly wrap things up on today's lovely edition of Dialogue. And like we also did inform you, we're talking about forging a pathway for the Shekiri Youth, especially after that very great inauguration by His Royal Majesty Ogyamea Tuashi III, CFR Yolo of Warri. And it's more like giving those words of wisdom, advice, and counsel, great counsel to the newly inaugurated body. Like we also did inform you, we'll also now we've been joined since in his discussion by the president of that very great council, talking about Comrade Okotie Joseph. Well, he has read out a whole lot of what issues that's already bedeviling the Shekiri Youth and what he feels will be the best way to forge ahead. And he has given us a full breakdown of what he intends to do during his tenure as president of that council. But it will not be complete if we do not give you this opportunity, because we do know a whole lot of Ishekiri youth are watching. And even if they are not watching now, they'll definitely need to watch and see your outline of vision you have for the Ishekiri youth. So my next question, this is an opportunity to speak out to them. What advice will you have for them? Because what we do know, like you said, and what we know, the Ishekiri youths are accommodative.
True.
They are resilient. They are hardworking. But what other advice would you really have for them, as now being the president?
Okay. It is of great importance that we all come together as a people.
Yeah.
The stage we are in right now, or the stage rather we are in right now, we need to put our hands together to push our kingdom forward. For those that are behind the happenings in the kingdom, we would like to tell you, don't be at the back. Come to the front and join us in uplifting Iwere land, in uplifting Warri Kingdom. It's not going to be business as usual. It's not going to be Benje as usual. Never. Whatever you earn from this administration, you will merit it. It's what you give in, you will get. So everyone should key in to the vision of the Olu of Warri in pushing Warri Kingdom higher and higher. Ours is to take instructions from the king and we follow suit. Immediately he rolls out his instruction. So let's join hands together and support our king and support our great nation. Support our leaders. Support every individual as in Warri Kingdom. All our youth chairmen, let's support them in making Warri Kingdom great again. Thank you very much.
Well, anyway, I know how really busy you are, because you also told us how ready you are to get the ground running in dealing with those visions you've outlined that you want to do. So, and I know you're having a whole lot of meetings. So we need to really let you go at the moment now. But we also need to thank you so much, and we're talking of no other person but Comrade Okoti Joseph. All we just really wish you is more progress, more strength, and more wisdom to lead this great youth council. Thank you so much for being a part of this discussion. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Well, for we, it's still dialogue on Atlantic TV, and you do know we always have interesting programs to come. Remember, the news will come around the hour, and trending will follow. But what we'll do now is go on the break, and when we come back, we still have more discussions centered on major issues that's also flying this very great nation, Nigeria. Let's go on the break, and we'll come back and have some more.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
When the lights go out, who do you call? Tikado! Tikado Energy Solutions Limited, your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Tikado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Tikado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at tikado.com.ng. Tikado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
My name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst of one of Nigerian comedy.
All right, guys, back again. Yes, boss. My name is Osh, baby.
CME Alade.
Yeah, what up, people? It's your boy Victor AD.
Girl Ninyola.
My name is my wife, not just celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
As you know, you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere, I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom.
Atlantic TV, we wanna party.
Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different. When the lights go out, who do you call? Ticado! Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Ticado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Ticado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at ticado.com.ng. Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace.
Word of Life Bible Church. Bigger, stronger, and bolder.
So today I'm going to talk about fear. 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 1. Ahab went home to report Elijah to Jezebel. You see, Ahab was a worshiper of strange gods. Are you with me? But Jezebel was a shrine herself. She was a witch, but a shrine herself. When a man goes home to go and report his problem to his wife, you know that that wife, strong passer. Ahab went home to report Elijah to Jezebel. And in verse 2, Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah. And she said, in my own word, by this time tomorrow, the same thing you did to the false prophets, I will do it to you. The woman, they talk so. He tell the husband, sit down. In verse 3, Elijah was what? Afraid and ran for his life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please wait. This is a man
who called fire from heaven. This is a man who killed 850 false prophets. This is a man who kept sending his servant because he said, I hear the sound of abundance of rain. The same man, now this same man is running for his life. What is it that happened? The Bible does not tell us anything about the messenger that Jezebel sent. But that messenger was not an ordinary messenger. The messenger came with the spirit of fear and dumped it on Elijah. Now, let me tell you what the problem was. Elijah had let down his guard. He had seen all these great things and he relaxed. Listen to me. Every victory is a raw material for your next battle. Every victory you have is the raw material for your next battle. Because there will be a next battle. Elijah forgot that the battle is never over until it is over. So he relaxed. In that condition, the messenger dumped the spirit. Listen, whatever spirit they are dumping on you, whosoever is sending a wrong spirit to attack you, to trouble your life, to trouble your life, to trouble your life, I come against that spirit. I bind it, I bind it, I bind it. I bind it and I command you to rise within your spirit in annoyance, in anger. Join me to bind any strange spirit that they try to put on you, wherever it is coming from. I bind that spirit. I command it to go, to go. Everybody say go, 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 go. In the name of Jesus. Go, 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 go. How can such a man run for his life? Oh, something is wrong now. It's not normal. A man that did all these wonders now running for his life? It's not normal. There are many kinds of fear, but I will deal with three. I will try. Number one is the fear of God. Yes, that's the most important kind of fear. This one is necessary. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Let us conclude everything about life. The conclusion, fear God and keep his commandments. Why? Look at verse 14. For God shall bring every, how many works? Every work into judgment with every secret thing. Whatever you think is secret, whether it be good or whether it be evil. This is why we must fear God and keep his commandments, because he will judge every single action. You see what we just did here just now? We told you to write paper. Heaven is taking record. Heaven is recording. Look, I'm not talking to make you happy. I'm telling you the truth. Heaven is recording and has recorded everything we did here just now. Nobody can say you did it to make yourself proud or something. We didn't mention anybody's name. How many of you know that heaven knows everybody? Whatever you have done, whatever you didn't do, heaven knows everything. It's recorded. And the Bible says God will judge. When you don't have the fear of God, you think you can get away with some things because you don't fear God. So you do some things and you actually think that it is covered. But you are a fool because you did not create yourself. The man who created you is recording, and the Bible says he will judge. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 5. You know these scriptures. Look at what Paul said to Timothy. When I call to remembrance the unforged faith that is in thee, which dwelt first in thy grandmother Louise and thy mother Eunice, and I am persuaded that it is also in you. Listen to me very carefully. When Paul, or the King James Version, talks about faith, it's not talking about faith to receive miracles. It's talking about belief in God. There are people who don't believe that there is God. There are people who believe that there is God, but that they unconsciously think that there are some things God does not know. There are things Satan does not know, but not God. The scripture we read said even secret things. The Bible says the secret things belong to the Lord. So when you do anything in secret, you have put it in his hand. He knows. The fear of God involves attitude. It involves words. It involves works. What you do or what you don't do. The fear of God will show in all these things. Now, let's look at that verse again in the Amplified Version. I am calling up memories of your sincere and unqualified faith. The leaning of your entire personality on God in Christ, in absolute trust and confidence in his power, wisdom, and goodness. A faith that first lived permanently in the heart of your grandmother, Louise, and your mother, Eunice. And now, I am fully persuaded dwells in you also. Now, do you see what Paul is saying? He's actually talking about the fear of God. He is saying that Timothy was a young man that had the fear of God.
Welcome to the headquarters of Word of Life Bible Church, the International Gospel Center, a place of wonder, a place of grace, a place of favor, a place of greatness, a place of solution, and a place of God's glory. A family to belong. We don't only care about your soul, we care about your total well-being. We urge you to be a part of this glorious, heaven-bound, blessing on earth family of Bible Church. Bigger, stronger, and bolder.
When the lights go out, who do you call? Ticado! Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Ticado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Ticado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at ticado.com.ng. Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace.
Hello, good day, and welcome to our daily news roundup right here on Atlantic TV. I am Nkechi Tejere. Here are our top stories. Federal government declares Friday public holiday for Eid al-Mawlid. Federal government unveils new curriculum, digital literacy, AI, entrepreneurship now compulsory. Nasarawa governor decries poor turnout in voter registration. Shell ditches biofuel mega project in Netherlands. UN, over 21,000 Gaza children disabled by war. NPFL finds Warri Wolves 1 million naira over security lapse. Now to the news in full. The federal government has declared Friday, September 5th, 2025 a public holiday to mark this year's Eid al-Mawlid, the birth anniversary of Prophet Muhammad. The announcement was made in a statement by the Ministry of Interior on behalf of Minister Olubunmi Tunji Ojo. The government congratulated Muslims across the country and in diaspora, urging them to emulate the Prophet's virtues of peace, love, humility, and tolerance. Citizens were also encouraged to use the occasion to pray for peace, security, and stability in Nigeria, while supporting government's efforts to strengthen unity and national development. The celebration of Eid al-Mawlid offers us an opportunity to strengthen the bonds of brotherhood among the Muslims, promote peaceful coexistence, and imbibe the Prophet's teachings of mutual respect and selfless service to humanity. Eid al-Mawlid, commemorated in the Islamic month of Rabi al-Awwal, remains one of Nigeria's major Islamic holidays, bringing together millions of faithful in prayer, reflection, and acts of kindness. The Minister of Interior wishes Muslims a joyous and peaceful Eid al-Mawlid celebration, stressing the need for brotherhood, peaceful coexistence, and mutual respect in line with the Prophet's teachings. The federal government has released the full list of subjects under the newly introduced school curriculum set to begin in September 2025. The move aims to prepare Nigerian students for the realities of a digital and knowledge-driven economy. The list, shared online by the Special Assistant to the President on social media, Dada Olusegun, introduces compulsory digital literacy and basic entrepreneurship for junior secondary schools. Senior secondary school students will take on new subjects such as programming, artificial intelligence, and additional foreign languages. The government says the overhaul is designed to equip learners with practical skills for innovation, global competitiveness, and future jobs. The new curriculum for Nigerian schools will commence from September 2025. It introduces compulsory digital literacy and entrepreneurship at GSS level, with programming and AI at SSS level. With the new curriculum, Nigerian classrooms are expected to transform into innovation hubs, shaping the new generation of globally competitive graduates. Education stakeholders have welcomed the reforms, noting that they align with international standards, but they also called for adequate teacher training and infrastructure to make the policy effective. Controversy is brewing over federal investment in Lagos as presidential aide Daniel Bwala has defended the government's allocation of projects worth 3.9 trillion naira to the state. He insists Lagos is Nigeria's commercial heartbeat and a no man's land. Speaking on a TV program, Bwala dismissed claims of favoritism, stressing that Lagos belongs to all Nigerians and drives the nation's economy. He argued that the state's cosmopolitan character justifies its concentration of federal projects. Bwala compared Lagos to other global economic hubs like London, New York, and Paris, noting that investment in Lagos translates to growth for the entire country. Lagos is a no man's land. It is Nigeria's hub of commerce, he said. Whatever Lagos benefits, the country benefits. Bwala concluded that federal investments in Lagos are not favoritism, but a strategic decision to strengthen Nigeria's economic powerhouse, insisting the state remains the pride of the nation. He pointed out that the richest man in Africa, Aliko Dangote, is from the north but chose Lagos State for his multi-billion-dollar investments, adding that virtually every successful Nigerian entrepreneur has a presence in the state. You're watching our daily news roundup. We'll go for a short break. When we return, more news stories to come.
When the lights go out, who do you call? Tikado! Tikado Energy Solutions Limited. Your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Tikado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Tikado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at tikado.com.ng. Tikado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace.
Welcome back. Now in Nasarawa State, the Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule has expressed concern over the low participation of residents in the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise by INEC. Speaking in Lafayette during the APC grassroots sensitization and voter education program, the governor, represented by his deputy, Emmanuel Akabi, said statistics show the state is lagging behind in voter registration. He urged party leaders and members to mobilize residents in every ward and polling unit, stressing the importance of registering ahead of the 2027 general elections. Nasarawa is still among the states with the lowest figures in the ongoing CVR. He said that the people must go back to the constituencies and encourage the people to register so they can vote in 2027. Governor Sule further appealed to APC members to intensify sensitization at the grassroots, warning that low registration could affect the state's political strength in the next election cycle. The governor also used the occasion to congratulate APC Chairman Aliyu Bello and Secretary Jairus Dagusa on their 2 years in office, praising their leadership and party unity. The battle for the soul of the People's Democratic Party has erupted as the party braces for its November National Convention in Ibadan. The camps of PDP national leaders and that of the FCT Minister Yusam Wike are now on a coalition course. After a late-night meeting in Abuja, Wike and his allies issued a 6-point ultimatum to the National Working Committee, citing court orders as grounds for their demands. The group insists the party hierarchy must address these issues before the convention. But the PDP leadership is pushing back strongly, warning it will neither be blackmailed nor hijacked. The PDP will not be blackmailed or hijacked. The unity of our party is paramount as we head into the convention, says the leadership of the PDP. With the convention just months away, the showdown between Wike's camp and the PDP leadership could decide not only the party's direction, but also its chances in future national politics. At the inauguration of the 2025 National Convention Organizing Committee, top party leaders including National Chairman Omar Damagum, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, and Convention Committee Chair Amadu Fintiri openly confronted the threats to party unity. Energy news now. British oil giant Shell has abandoned plans to complete one of Europe's largest biofuel plants in the Netherlands. The decision comes as the company shifts focus back to its traditional fossil fuel business. Shell has suspended construction of the massive Rotterdam facility last year, which was designed to produce sustainable aviation fuel and diesel from waste. The project, first announced in 2021, was seen as a key step towards Europe's emissions targets. But Shell says weak market conditions and high cost made it uncompetitive. As we evaluated market dynamics at the cost of completion, it became clearer that the project would be insufficiently competitive. Shell's retreat mirrors a broader trend among oil majors like BP, rolling back climate pledges while doubling down on oil and gas, a move that has sparked sharp criticism from environmental groups. More than half the plant's capacity was intended for sustainable aviation fuel, a greener jet fuel alternative mandated under EU climate policies. Nigerians are facing fresh concerns as the price of compressed natural gas, CNG, has almost doubled, rising from 230 naira to 450 naira per standard cubic meter, following the federal government's withdrawal of subsidies. It will be gathered, news correspondents gathered that while trucks now pay 450 naira per SCM, commercial drivers and private cars still enjoy partial subsidies, paying 380 naira. Officials say this is to prevent transport fares from skyrocketing. The Presidential CNG Initiative, PCNGI, has confirmed the price adjustment, noting that the government's priority is to expand refilling stations across the country to reduce long queues. The price now varies by vehicle type. Trucks pay 450 naira, while buses and cars pay 380 naira. Our main focus is to build more CNG stations so that no converted vehicle owner runs back to petrol. Retailers also confirmed that NNPC Gas Marketing Limited reviewed the pricing. With demand rising and supply still limited, many Nigerians are worried the cost of CNG may further increase in the coming months. A senior PCNGI official explained that subsidies are currently targeted at commercial buses, while trucks transporting goods bear the higher costs. The source also emphasized that more refueling stations will soon be rolled out nationwide. You're watching our Daily News Roundup. We'll go for yet another break. More news stories on the foreign scene when we return.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Welcome back. Over now to the foreign scene. A shocking report from the United Nations has revealed the devastating toll of the Israel-Hamas war on Gaza's youngest victims. At least 21,000 children have been left disabled since fighting broke out in October 2023. According to the UN Committee on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, more than 40,000 children have suffered new war-related injuries in the past 2 years, with over half of them now living with disabilities. The committee also raised alarm over evacuation orders issued during Israeli offensives, saying they were often inaccessible to people with hearing or visual impairments, making escape possible for many. At least 21,000 children in Gaza are now disabled, and thousands more live without food, clean water, or mobility support. UN Committee on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. With famine spreading and mobility devices scarce, the UN warns that Gaza's disabled population, especially children, faces a humanitarian crisis within a crisis. The UN says restrictions on humanitarian aid have further worsened the plight of disabled people. 83% have lost mobility aids like wheelchairs, walkers, and prosthetics. Many buried under rubble, and replacements are blocked as dual-use items. In the United Kingdom, the arrest of award-winning comedy writer Graham Linehan has triggered a fierce row over freedom of speech. The father, Ted, co-creator, was detained at Heathrow Airport by armed officers over social media posts about transgender issues. Linham, who won an international Emmy for his sitcom The IT Crowd, says he was arrested by 5 armed police on arrival from the United States. The Metropolitan Police later confirmed the arrest was linked to posts on social media platform X, accusing him of inciting violence. The case has reignited a political storm. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has urged police to focus on the most serious issues, while critics argue the arrest highlights the need to review the UK's speech laws. If a trans-identified male is in a female-only space, he is committing a violent, abusive act. Make a scene, call the cops, and if all else fails, punch him in the balls. The arrest has once again focused attention on Britain's free speech laws, raising questions about where the line should be drawn between public safety and the right to express controversial views. Reform Party leader Nigel Farage called the case a war on freedom and vowed to raise it during testimony in the U.S. Congress. Police Chief Mark Rowley, meanwhile, admitted officers are caught between a rock and a hard place, saying the law leaves them no choice but to record ambiguous cases as crimes. Away from that now to sports news. The Nigerian Premier Football League has slammed Warri Wolves with a 1 million naira fine for failing to provide adequate security during their home match against Enugu Rangers. According to the NPFL, the breach led to a delayed kickoff in Sunday's match day 2 fixture at the Ozoro Township Stadium. The league says Wolves failed to provide prompt, adequate and effective security arrangements as required by its framework and rules. The club has been ordered to submit a comprehensive security plan to the NPFL board within 7 working days. They have also been given 48 hours to appeal the sanction. Warri Wolves have been fined 1 million naira for failing to provide prompt, adequate and effective security for their match day 2 fixture against Rangers, says NPFL. The win lifts Wolves to 2nd place on the log, level on points with Bayelsa United. The next face defending champions Remo Stars in Abeokuta. Despite the setback, the Seasiders continued their perfect start to the season, defeating Enugu Rangers 2-0. Oham Godwin opened the scoring in the 48th minute before Prince Ebohan sealed the victory with a header. Nigeria and India have both submitted bids to host the 2030 Commonwealth Games. The Commonwealth Sports Body confirmed the entries after both countries met the August 31st deadline. Nigeria is putting forward Abuja as its host city, while India has chosen Ahmedabad. The president of Commonwealth Sport, Donald Rukare, describes the bids as proof of the Games' lasting significance and the appeal of its new sustainable hosting model. The proposals will now be reviewed by an evaluation commission with presentations scheduled for later this month in London. This positive response from 2 sporting powerhouse nations demonstrates the continued significance of the Commonwealth Games and the strength of our reimagined model. If successful, Abuja would become the first African city to host the Commonwealth Games, while India would be aiming to stage the event for the 2nd time after Delhi 2010. The evaluation team, led by Vice President Sandra Osborne, will assess the bids before making recommendations to the Commonwealth Sports General Assembly in November. The final decision will be taken in Glasgow, Scotland. And with that sports news, we come to the end of our daily news roundup for today, right here on Atlantic TV. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms for more news updates. Thank you for watching. I am Nkechi Tejere. Have a good day.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
My name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst. I want of Nigerian comedy.
All right, guys, back again. Yes, boss. My name is Baby.
CME Alade.
Yeah, what up, people? It's your boy Victor 80.
Girl Niniola.
My name is my wife and just celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere, I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom.
Atlantic TV. We wanna party.
Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different.
What if Life Bible Church? Bigger, stronger, and bolder.
The fear of God involves a sincere, unqualified faith. The leaning of your entire personality on God, in Christ, in absolute trust and confidence in his power, wisdom, and goodness. Now, this is what the fear of God is. Everything about you is about God. Can you hear me wherever you are sitting? Yes. If you have the fear of God, everything about you, every decision you make, everything you think, every behavior, every actions and reactions, everything is around God. Even the thief on the cross said to his friend, when the friend was mocking Jesus, he said to him, he said, "You don't fear God?" He said, "We did wrong, that's why we are here." He said, "But this man, he did nothing. This is a thief." Now, let me tell you this. Do you know that there are unbelievers who behave better than Christians? Well, you may not clap your hand. But what I'm telling you is the truth. Yes, there are people who are total unbelievers whose behavior is better than people who say they are Christians and they are in church. It is painful, but it is true that there are unbelievers who fear God more than people who are supposed to know God and fear God. It's a very strange thing. Big error, my dear. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 10. You know the scripture also. The first part of it. What did Paul say? He said, "Demas has forsaken me." Why? For he loved this present world. He loved this present world. So Demas has forsaken me. This was Demas that was with him, following him everywhere. Suddenly, he abandoned him. He turned his back. He retreated. He went back into the world. But look at the book of Ruth. You know this one too now. Ruth chapter 1, verse 16. When Naomi could not drive her, Ruth said, where you go, I will go. Huh? Is that not what he said? She said, where you go, I will go. He said, where you lodge, I will lodge. He said, your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. He said, where you die, in verse 17, he said, that's where I will die. He said, where they bury you, that's where they will bury me. The only thing that will separate me from you is death. Now, ladies and gentlemen, those are words. Anybody can talk. But when you study the whole book of Ruth, you will see that she kept her words. Not like Demas, she did not turn back. This This woman was from Moab. Did you know that God gave a law that Moabites should not enter the temple? There was a law banning them from entering the temple. But Ruth, God allowed her to enter the temple. Hey, listen. God did not stop there. She became the great-grandmother of David. So David is partly from a nation that was barred by God from entering the temple. And yet, this woman's great-grandson became the king of God's people. Fear this God. Fear this God. Why? Because a woman spoke words and she kept her words. When you fear God, whatever you say with your mouth, you will do with your life. Ruth wiped away tears from the eyes of Naomi. Why is it that we don't have the book of Naomi, but we have the book of Ruth? Naomi was an Israelite. Ruth was a Moabite. Why? Look at it yourself. Look at it yourself. This God is a strange God. But you see, he becomes strange because of your behavior. When Ruth was saying those words, heaven was recording it. And the angels were saying, let us see whether you will do what you have said. She did it. Wiped away tears from Naomi. When she had her child, guess what she did? She carried the child and gave the child to Naomi. I said, take. You are the owner of the child. It's hard for the mind to comprehend. She totally gave herself to this woman. In so doing, she was serving God. Out of the fear of God. Every step she took the permission of Naomi. If Naomi did not permit it, she would not do it. Now, I want you to think. She had friends. She must have gradually made some friends. And they will tell her, what did they do you? You be mumu? Why you go to follow human being like this? I can see her replying, no, I'm not following a human being. I'm following God. The fear of God changes your condition. Give it time. Give it time. You may not look all right today. People may be laughing at you. But fear God.
Yes, sir.
Fear God. You are not stupid when you fear God. Fear God. And this God will stand for you. This God will walk for you.
Welcome to the headquarters of Word of Life Bible Church, the International Gospel Center, a place.
When the lights go out, who do you call? Ticado! Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Ticado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Ticado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at ticado.com.ng. Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace.
Welcome back. If you're just joining, it's Trendy O'Clock. Of course, you know this is where we'll talk about all the trendy issues, all the trendy gist on the internet, and of course give our opinions about them. My name is Mercy Irabo, and I am not alone in the studio. I've got myself the beautiful, gorgeous E to the N to the K to the A to the Y, NK. Thank you for joining me on Trend this morning. You know how we do it here, right? All the hot gist. All right, without wasting much time, let's just dive straight into it. So our first story today, big news for Nigerian secondary school students as the federal government has just revised the national curriculum. So for the first time, subjects like digital literacy, programming, artificial intelligence, and entrepreneurship are now official. So this is more like adding future-driven skills to the curriculum of the Nigerian students. And you know, this is actually a nice idea, MK, but I don't know. It shouldn't look like I'm always being negative about these things, but I just feel like this might not be achievable. What do you think?
You know, one thing about us in Nigeria, we are very good at giving policies.
Exactly.
You know, but then it's a good move for the educational sector. I mean, if it is well implemented, it's going to actually be a huge turnaround in the educational sector. I mean, having subjects like digital
literacy, artificial intelligence, programming, coding, all of this.
It's actually a good move, but I kind of have a problem with it because this is not the first time we're coming up with policies, you know, in the country. But we always have a problem with implementation. I think that's where the major problem is. I'll give you an instance. When I was doing my youth service, far back as 2010, 2011, I was posted to a school where I was to teach computer science. Now, with an all-girls school, I was to teach computer science for SS students, from SS1 to SS3. But the problem of that school was that there was no single computer in the school. Now, these students don't even know what a computer looks like. So imagine teaching computer science to students who don't even know what a computer looks like. I had to literally bring my laptop, not even a desktop, bring my laptop to the school just to show them what it is. So now, if we are coming up with this kind of, you know, curriculum, what happens to the government schools? Because it could be very easy for the private schools to pick up, right? But then what happens to the government schools? You go to schools like Boyikoko Secondary School or Bangwe Secondary School, you know, these schools that we hardly see good infrastructures.
Exactly.
What happens? And you're making it compulsory have we put in place better infrastructures for these students? Have we put in place the items, the equipment for this subjects to begin to take effect?
Yeah.
So I think this is what the government needs to look at first before making it a compulsory subject.
Yeah.
It's a good move, quite
Yeah,
right,
it
but we
is.
need to make sure that the infrastructures and the teacher education, because the teachers need to know what they are teaching the students. You cannot
Yeah.
bring a teacher who does not have any degree in computer science to come and teach programming, for instance. So we'll have to make sure that the teachers are well able to deliver on the subject, and of course the right infrastructure and equipment are available in the schools for the proper learning.
Yeah, talking about equipment, and then I've actually seen public schools, like you mentioned, doing computer, and they do more of theory, and it's supposed to be a practical. The same way you're introducing coding, programming, and all of that.
You can't
and I don't
code
think you
from
want
theory.
to like you want
Nah.
to teach those things theoretically.
Yeah,
you have to do more of practicals. So I feel even if it's achievable, I think the private school students will gain more because they won't have equal opportunities. That is, those in the public sector will not have equal opportunities with those in the private sector. Because fine, they can decide to add it to their school fees. You know how they do these things normally. But the public school, it's basically more free education. So who will get these equipments needed for the students? So that is the thing. So we don't know how this thing is going to be achievable, but we hope.
And school is just resuming next week. So if you're saying it's starting this month of September, meaning our school is resuming, these things
need
start.
to be ready. Exactly.
Do you understand? So we need to make sure that the right infrastructures are being put in place.
So the truth is, we don't know how this is supposed to be achievable. But as you all know, it's a new release. It's a developing story. So once we get more updates on this whole curriculum, we'll definitely update you. So the second story, NK. I saw this very tragic story of a 21-year-old girl who stabbed the father of her children. She has 2 kids with this guy. She stabbed him, and I think he's about 34 years old. So she stabbed him during a fight, and she said she's been with this guy, not married, like cohabiting with this guy for 4 years. So she's 21. So it means she started staying with this guy at the age of 17. So they had this fight, and she stabbed this guy. But let's see the footage.
Of domestic violence, but what we are doing today is quite different because it's now happening the other way around. I'm with a young lady who, she says she's just about 21 years old. She has a baby daddy, let me use that word. She has 2 children for the man, though they are not married, but they were cohabiting. And somewhere along the line, they had disagreement that resulted in a fight, and this was used. She used this to stab the man at his heart, and the man bled to death. Where the man for the hospital before us? How long did he stay in the hospital before he died?
They refused to attend to him.
Who refused to attend to him?
The hospital went.
Why? Why did they refuse to attend to him?
They didn't say anything. They only say he lost blood. Like the first one went to, they said the doctor is not around.
So you are blaming? Are you trying to blame the hospital now? Calm down. You were so fast to say they refused to attend to him. Between the hospital and you, that is the mother of the man's children. Who should
blame? Yes, who to blame?
Look at how did she get that?
That is not a kitchen knife.
That is not a kitchen knife. That is
so
a dagger.
Talking about who to blame, who exactly are we supposed to blame here? The girl, the family, or the parents and the society? Who are we supposed to blame here?
Number one, a girl living with a guy since she was 17.
Before she...
Now, there are some questions you want to ask. Yeah. Where are the parents of that girl? When she left her father's house to go and start staying with the boy at 17, what did her parents do? Did they just let her be?
Yeah.
Or did they actually make sure that she didn't? I mean, cohabiting with a man, number one, is wrong in every aspect.
Yeah, very wrong.
Not just even that you are cohabiting, you have given birth to 1, 2.
Yeah.
Now, small fights now, you release dagger.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But, I mean, talking about who to blame, first of all, is herself.
Okay.
Herself, that she could not have self-control.
And that's because I feel she's not even emotionally ready for this phase of life. She's not emotionally
ready for this phase of life. And maybe she has been putting pressure on the guy. When you go do the needful, the guy is not answering. So small pressure now, you don't bring dagger. Do you understand? But I feel like the society has failed a lot of young people.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, look at what's going on. A lot of moral decadence lingering in our society. And no one is saying anything about it.
Yeah.
Parents have their role to play. The society also have their role to play. Because, I mean, if the parents are well-to-do, for instance, you would not see her living with this guy. Who would have thought? Probably the guy is taking care of her, has been giving her things, paying for upkeep and the rest of them.
For NK, you know, some girls, mostly girls of this 17, 16, 17, 18, exactly. They tend to feel like they're grown-ups now, so they don't feel, and then they have this whole thing of, oh, is this how outside life actually looks like?
Want to see how it is.
So you get this thing. What if the parents had actually been talking to her, but she just proved stubborn, and you don't expect them to kill her at that point?
Yeah, I understand, especially when there are children involved, because, I mean, some parents will tell you, you don't born for them now, you are just going to stay with them, not come my house, do you understand? So yeah. I feel like the parents should have done better in, you know, bringing their child close, making her understand that, yes, I understand you want to experience this phase of life, but you are not yet ready. Because it's not just being ready to marry or ready to stay with a guy, you must be mentally ready, emotionally ready, financially ready. So there are so many things you need to be ready with, you understand? So I feel like they would have done better in bringing her close and making her understand that these things are not the way you see them.
But the truth is, we're just talking of her as a child, because as if we're trying to picture her as a child.
Now
she's 21, she's an adult,
so
the law, of course, will hold her accountable for her actions.
Exactly.
But the only thing is, I just feel she's not ready for this phase of life, and maybe that was what escalated into using of equipment, using of dagger to kill the man. But the truth is, even from the girl's voice, I didn't even feel any sign of remorse.
Imagine her saying the hospital is not attending to her.
Like you're blaming the hospital.
If you're trying to make excuse for yourself.
If you had not stabbed that guy in the first place, what business does the guy have
to go
with the hospital?
Yeah.
So you're coming out to say he died there because we took him to the hospital, they didn't attend to him. Well, I don't know, but as you know, this is actually...
And I think I would love to say, I mean, people should learn how to control their emotions.
Exactly.
Not just having emotional intelligence, learning how to control. Because sometimes you do things out of anger. And then when you're back to your senses, I beg, I did this, I beg, not vex, you want to apologize. But then it might be too late. In this case now, it's too late for her to even go and apologize. Probably if he was just injured, she would have felt some sort of remorse, maybe. Because from what I saw, she did not even feel any kind of remorse whatsoever.
I don't think she even knows the degree of crime that she committed at this point, because she's still very young. But as we all know, that this is a developing story, and like NK said, we should train our daughters better. So once we get more updates on this issue, of course, we'll surely bring them as soon as they come. Yes, for our third story, I don't know why we've just seen disturbing videos, disturbing footages online these days. So I saw this very disturbing video of a young girl who was assaulted by her peers. Like, she wasn't just assaulted, she was stripped, she was brutalized. You can see this is the very first footage. They started with destroying her phone. Like they said, then we saw other footages where they stripped this girl. We had to blur out some of the scenes of this video. Please, let's have the next footage. Yeah, you can see that they were beating her. Not one person, beating a very... And the truth is, I tried to check these people's age. They were like 17, 18, 20, 19. Like... And you know what they said happened?
What happened?
Okay. So they accused her of having an intimate relationship with their exes. With their exes. And she said they deceived her to the house, telling her that the dry cleaner is here, come pick up your clothes. So she just went there, innocent her, just to go pick the clothes. And on getting there, they just ganged up and they started beating her. Even while she was saying, no, I didn't do this. They even brought one guy. I think the guy was maybe a friend. So she said the guy is about 17. So they brought the guy. The guy was like, no, she's not having any form of relationship with your ex. And they started beating that same guy. Okay, wait, let's see the aftermath of this whole brutalization. Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
Then to my face.
Where did she tell you the location? Just tap the Jesus.
It's okay.
Can't give you a alternative for corner.
Imagine what she did there. Fellow lady. When we talk about the women supporting women, look at women supporting women in the mosque.
Like, what the fuck is this now?
This is terrible. This is terrible. This is really terrible. Like, I think people need to do better in training their girls. Like, these are kids.
These are kids.
They're kids.
And to think that they did all this because of a boy. A boy. Boy. Is that your priority now as a teenager? You know, I used to see these things happen in boarding schools, you know, I mean, where there's a lot of bullying and, you know, assaults of this kind of nature.
Yeah.
I've even seen in the past, you know, people that have been assaulted like this, in the process they lost their lives right there in school.
Yeah.
Right, and I feel like this should not be accepted. If I were to be the parent of this girl, I would press charges. I will press charges.
Okay, the truth is the other girl, the one that was beating her, the girl said, you can arrest me if you want to, you won't be able to arrest me, you won't be, it's, and you know, sometime this year, was it earlier this year or last year, we actually saw something like this, and I think the girl poured this other girl hot water, and she was telling her, no police. I have all the police on my fingertips. You can't do anything. So
where is she getting her backing from?
I don't know. And this girl was actually still doing the same thing. You can try to arrest me if you can. And this lady in person said she actually tried arresting her, but she was released on that same day. On that same day.
Talking about influence and power.
As in, please,
why is it always like this? I mean, kids from a well-to-do family are the ones bullying the other kids
because they know they have backing.
They feel they have
the influence. They have everything it takes. They can never sleep in jail.
But so this one should not be accepted in any form. It should not be accepted. It should be condoned. If I had known their school, probably they are from the same school. If I had known their school, I feel like the school authorities need to do something about it.
And this happened in Bayelsa, and the last incident was still in Bayelsa. What's up with Bayelsa?
The Bayelsa state government needs to come up and say something about it, because if we don't say anything about it, this will keep happening. We will keep seeing more cases like this, because nobody is saying anything. But I feel like if people are being apprehended and they are being made to pay for their crimes, I think it's going to help to nip this in the bud.
I really
Let's
hope
see what the Bayelsa state government will have to say.
I really hope this girl gets justice. So like we know, this is also a developing story, and once we get more updates, we'll keep dropping them as soon as they come. Sure. Yes, for our fourth story. So I saw the statement from River State Police PR, and this particular footage has since gone viral. She said that accepting money from a man, accepting money from a boy without showing up, that is money for transport, without showing up, that it is a punishable offense, and one could go to jail for this crime. Please, let's see this footage.
Okay.
Would you collect transport fare from a man without going to see him? Is an offense. A punishable offense is obtaining money under false pretense. 419. I am here to give you this piece of information because I am your #1 bestie. My name is SP Grace Iringekoko, the Police Public Relations Officer for the River State Police Command. Thank you.
Well, NK, do you actually see this as exploitation or dashing someone cash for laundering?
Well, first of all, let me say that you see this thing that she just said, it has actually been in the Constitution.
Yes, of course.
It has actually been there, but just that we have not been paying attention to it.
Of course.
So I think the last person that took the girl to court that she had to pay money that she did not bargain for opened a lot of Nigerians' eyes to actually see that this thing really did Constitution. Number one, my fellow gender, I want to beg you. to avoid stories that touch. If a man comes to you, come and visit me, you know you don't have interest in that man, because most times it starts from social media.
Exactly.
You know you're friends with people that you don't even know on social media. Hi gorgeous, hi beautiful. That's how they start. Once you see that the conversation is not going the way you like it, just quickly dismiss the guy. But the next thing you will see, come and visit me. Instead of you to go and visit, let him come and visit you. And to avoid stories that touch, let's try to stop this you give me money and not come.
Like we actually saw the last incident, the girl, we actually discussed that issue. Yeah, she collected just 30 and she had to repay or spend 7 years behind bars. So so
please,
if you know you're not showing
if you're not interested,
don't collect
it. To avoid stories at all, just leave the guy and his money alone. Because sometimes these men are not even calling you for good reasons.
Yeah.
They just want to see how gullible you will be.
Yeah.
When you eventually come, they want to do nonsense with you.
So I was seeing some posts online, some guys were saying, I think this is now a business strategy. Pay 30,000 to collect 450,000, no risks involved. So it might now be set up at this point. So if a guy is, in fact, I know some guys will just be in your DM now telling you, send your account number.
Avoid them.
Don't send your account number. Oh, they said it's a new business strategy.
It's now a new business strategy. So don't let them buy you markets ahead. So if you're not interested in the conversation, just back out. Except you are interested and you feel like you want to go, you can go. If you collect money, go. I think what most men now will decide to start doing is they pay for the thing and tell you this is the ticket. Go and enter bus and call.
And the truth is about going, shine your eyes.
Shine your eye, oh my sister.
You know what we've been seeing. You see the rituals, all of that. People when you're going, and then, and I know the truth is there are some persons that actually got married through the social media and all of that.
Exactly.
But you have to take caution. You have to take caution. Like when you're going, in fact, I won't really advise you going far. Mostly places that you don't know to go see a guy. So
and if at all you need to go, tell somebody to tell another. In fact, tell people that this is where I'm going.
We heard the cases of is it Afiba? I don't know if you heard that case then. I went to see one man in Aba and all of that. But look at how the whole thing ended up. She actually told somebody, and that was why the thing came out. But even at that, up till now, we didn't hear anything about the case. The so-called guy, we heard he wanted to escape, so they shot him, something. But at the end of the day, we didn't hear anything about the case. So just shine your eyes when going out. And besides, if you want to see a guy, especially for the first time, I feel you shouldn't go to hidden places. Exactly. Don't go to enclosed places. Do it openly. Go to maybe like open restaurants or eatery or anywhere. Don't go to enclosed places for your own safety. And remember, don't collect transport fare if you are not going to show up.
Collect, or else you pay for what you know nothing about.
All right, so let's see what we have for the last. Okay, NK, actually, so you know, I'm always taking the stroll on social media to see things that would make me laugh. And I saw this particular post that made me laugh and also think, why do people search their partner's phone? Let's see the post, please. Yes, okay, please check your partner's phone. Don't let anyone gaslight you. It will save time, it will save you time and even spare your life. Imagine finding out on your man's phone that he is about using you for rituals. Wow, why would a man even think of using you for rituals? Relationship isn't do or die affair. Please check that phone today. Let's see some of the reactions. Let's see some of the reactions. Yeah, if you check and he's cheating, what next? Break up, find another one and check again. He's cheating. Next. Just pray, you all, just pray. If not, you go just distress yourself, they go. You fit even no find out till 2 kids. Blessed is the woman I marry. She will never have to go through this. So now, NK. Because we saw one that said check. The other one said don't check. So should we check or should we not check?
Well, for me, it's a two-way street.
Okay.
Yes, it's not really a yes or no question because there are things involved. For some reason, I would say yes, check. For some other reasons, I would say no, don't check.
Okay.
Now, here are my reasons. First off, it has to do with the context, the consent, and also the trust level in that relationship. Context is the fact that what are you checking? What are you trying to look for?
Okay.
What do you find? What are you looking for? Are you checking because you feel you're suspecting that your partner is cheating or is doing some kind of things that you don't understand? You just want to be checked. You just want to check just to satisfy your curiosity, or what exactly are you checking for? That's one. The consent. Did he allow you or did she allow you to go ahead and check? I've seen people that will tell me, me and my husband, we don't have anything to do. You can check my phone, I can check his phone anytime. Honey, please give me your phone, let me check something. Please take. There is nothing to hide. So if it's on consent basis, he agrees or she agrees, you can go ahead and check. Then you can check. Now, trust issues is one basic thing in relationship that if it's broken, it will be very hard to fix back. So if you don't trust your partner, and you feel like, I want to see what he's doing. Every time you hear bing, bing, who are you talking with? Who is on your phone? Who is sending you a message? You know, you're already agitated when such comes up. That means you don't trust him. Now my question is, if you don't trust him, why are you with him?
Okay, the first is, I've actually heard of cases online about this checking of phone, searching the partner's phone. And one lady, she actually found that she had contacted HIV through the searching of phone. So if she had checked beforehand, I'm sure she wouldn't have contacted that HIV. How did she find that? She heard, I think the side chick was texting the guy, telling him, okay, I just went for my medications today, and this, that. And she saw it, she was like, no, for medication. So it's like the both of them already knew that they had this HIV, but the wife at home never knew until she checked that phone. So I feel if she had
she checked the phone and then she went to check, do a test.
Exactly. So I feel if she had checked the phone beforehand, I'm sure she would have seen these traces. She would have noticed it, and maybe you might not necessarily need to fight your partner that don't go out, don't do this. If it's just the simple act of service, just buy him protection, just give it to him. Please don't infect me, make use of this. You don't necessarily need to fight him, you understand? So, but because she has not been checking, and she checked it and she got what she wanted. So I feel it's not supposed, I feel there's no manual. There's no manual. See, the truth is, I still feel it's better, you know, you cry, than
you don't know
it ends up killing you.
Yeah.
So it's better you know, and when you know how to also stand your own ground. You know how to do your own things.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a two-way street.
So that, I feel there's no manual to this thing. Just do what works for you. If you feel searching will work for you. If it won't work for you,
then when you search, anything where you see, you take on like that.
And if you know that your partner is that kind of person that will be like, why did you search it? Why did you go
to beat you up for searching his phone? Just stay away. Let me give one hack. Some of us ladies, we can make sure that the man is in deep sleep. When he's in deep sleep, you will not go and search for the phone.
Yeah.
Let me even see. For some men, they will go and password the phone, and they will not tell their wives the password because they don't want any issues. You understand? So, but then they will go and pick up the phone at night. I want to see what's going on. But if the man catch you, and is that type that will not want to hear that you even touched his phone, talk more of searching his phone, you are in big trouble. So please, like what she said, if you know that works for you, fine. But if you know you trust your partner so much and you feel like nothing they happen, this person cannot do anything that is so absurd.
And then, there are some
keep your sanity.
There are some ladies that know that they actually know that their man will never tolerate such. Okay, you search the phone, and then you can't even approach him. You can't even tell him, I actually found this and that in your phone. So you just, I feel that's the one that even causes that BP. When you're unable to approach him, you just saw it and you're just
keep
crying.
Taking in all the information and you cannot even
express it. So I feel that's what actually causes this whole BP, or people advising you, don't check your partner's phone. So like I said, there is no manual.
They will even advise you in marriage counseling that Privacy. Yes, I know you are together as husband and wife, but there's still some level of privacy that people deserve and all of that.
So the truth is, there is no manual to these things. Just do what works for you, because what works for Mr. A might not work for Mr. B. So you don't try to say, because this one is searching, I need to search. If you know it won't work for you, avoid searching your partner's phone.
And don't just even put yourself in unnecessary headache. Just be transparent. Be like a white sheet of paper. There is no stain. Be transparent, so that you don't give your partner unnecessary headache saying, I want to know what he's doing with his phone. Don't put yourself in that kind of situation.
Okay, well, I hope you got that advice from NK. Take the advice. It's a free advice. Well, I know you had an exciting time here. This is where we have to wrap up today on Trending.
Sadly.
And that's what to wrap up on Viewpoint today.
Yes.
And tomorrow we'll be sure to bring you another exciting edition of Viewpoint. And you don't want to miss any of it. Of course, you know you can engage with us on all our social media platforms. Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, at Atlantic Media and TV. So for today, bye for now. I am Mercy Irabo and
Bye.